Hey, it's Emily, jumping in really quick to share with you that I am so excited to have been selected for the top 40 for the HOTWORX Virtual Instructor Competition. I competed in this last year and made it all the way to the finals, but this year I want to go all the way so I can make an even bigger impact, and I need your help. The whole month of June, you can vote for me at the link in the show notes or go to bit.ly/HOTWORXEmily to get me to the top 15. It's $1 a vote, and all donations go towards an amazing organization called the Sacred Mountain Retreat. They help servicemen and women find rest with their families. Now, I average around 10,000 downloads a month, so if I could get even just half of you, my loyal listeners, to donate just $1, we can make such a huge impact. And plus, I got into teaching group fitness to serve and make an impact. So what a great way to do this together. So go to bit.ly/HOTWORXEmily. It's also linked in the show notes, and cast a vote for me so we can help an amazing organization. And I have the opportunity to reach even more folks and help them train for life as a HOTWORX virtual instructor. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for your support. Alrighty, let's get into the show. Hey girl, do you wish you could make your healthy habits stick, but life keeps getting in the way? Are you tired of diet culture telling you to shrink yourself when you'd rather just find true food freedom, move your body for joy, and feel and look good in your favorite leggings? Then you're in the right place. Think of this as Atomic Habits for women. Hey, I'm Emily Nichols, habit and fitness coach, millennial mom, and Taco Tuesday enthusiast. I'm here to tell you there is an easier way than what we've been taught about health and our habits. How do I know? Because I've gone from former chronic dieter to habit hacker through the power of the system that I'm now going to teach you so you can finally stop dieting and just train for life via your habits. Remember, it's not your fault your healthy habits haven't stuck. We just have to do them differently. Are you ready to habit hack your health? Then let's do this. You're listening to episode 252 of Habit Hack Your Health. Hey friend, welcome back to the show, or welcome if this is your first time here. My name's Emily Nichols. I'm a habit and fitness coach, and I am so glad you're here and learning about the atomic habit hacking system that I teach to women to not only help you take charge of your healthy habits, but really just train for life. Oftentimes I hear from ladies that I work with one-on-one and here in our community, I know what I need to do, I'm just not doing it. So I'm here to help you take action, remove all the overwhelm and all the tabs we have open in our heads, and help you habit hack your health so you can feel your best from the inside out. And oh, this is without dieting. This is through my habit hacking system. So I'm glad you're here. I'm so excited right now. If you've been here with me the past year, you know that last year I competed to become a HOTWORX virtual instructor. And I'm so excited to let you know that I've been chosen for like the first cut, the first top 40 to compete to go to the top 15, which then gets narrowed down to the top 7 virtual instructors for the next year. Now, I'll share more on what this all means later in the episode, but I'm just so pumped, and honestly, I just feel all the emotions because I'm just so passionate about this and reaching more folks on a bigger level and to impact more lives. Like, oh, I got goosebumps. So anyways, I have been a group fitness instructor since 2016, and I just love connecting with my class attendees, you all, my one-on-one clients, and helping you all just train for life. Now, I coach anywhere up to 6 to 11 classes a week at Orange Theory, and I'm super excited because I just obtained my yoga teacher training certification and meditation certification. So I can't wait to start teaching in person and virtually to reach even more folks, and I'll be sharing information over the next couple of weeks. We're going to be launching some things over the summer to help you take charge with some virtual fitness at home dedicated to that atomic habit hacking system for women. But I've had this question come up a couple of times, and before we get into our guest interview, I wanted to talk about what my own personal workouts look like. I had a one-on-one client ask me this just last week. I had a member at Orange Theory ask me this as well. Now, everyone is different. You need to work with someone like me, a certified personal trainer, consult your doctor, but this is what I'm personally doing for this season of my life. I'm 42 years old. I'm a mom of 2 boys that are 16 and 12 who keep me very busy. I run my own business. I do fundraising consulting on the side. I've done that for years and years and years. I don't know if I've ever told you guys that. And I run the podcast and coaching services as well, in addition to teaching group fitness classes. And where I'm at right now, it just feels so good for the season that I'm in. So over the years, I've done all kinds of workouts myself personally. And right now, I personally weight train 2 times a week, upper and lower body. And I track the weight selections that I use, my reps, and I'm progressively overloading each week. That might mean 5 pounds, 10 pounds at a time. It just depends on what muscle group I'm working, how fatigued I am that day, and so on and so forth. I'm definitely going on more daily walks, sometimes with my ruck, sometimes without. It's either going to be 2, 3, or 4 miles, depending on the time that I have. And I go to HOTWORX 2 times a week for restorative, hot yoga, hot stretching, and incorporate some HIIT workouts there too. Sometimes I even piggyback and do weight training in the FX zone there if I have the time to. And that's it. That is working for me so well in my schedule. And being a 42-year-old busy mama, this is what's supporting my hormones and my health right now. Now, it's not super aggressive, but I still will hop inside of an Orange Theory class or do like a fun HIIT style workout here on my own at home because I'm craving it, because I love it and it's fun. So if you're looking for help in creating your own workout split and habit hacking it from there, like having a system, this is how I'm able to pivot my system because fitness is such an unconscious habit that I've had to work on over the years. I do have limited availability, but shoot me an email or go to the link in the show notes and schedule a free discovery call. And we can chat about one-on-one coaching where I give you customized habit loops, and we talk specifically as well if you need some assistance with what type of workouts are going to work best for you right now. Now, not only do I love connecting with you all via fitness, but I also love connecting with other fitness professionals who have the same heart and passion for helping others. Like, do you ever just have someone that, like you really vibe with? They get you and they're passionate about the same things as you. Well, that's who my friend Maria Barr is to me. I wanted to bring Maria on the show because she is a bright light and someone I look up to her very much as a fellow fitness professional. And I love just connecting you all to folks who I think are inspiring. And Maria is one of those. And she's not just a fitness professional, but she's also a woman who supports other women, which I think is super important. So let me tell you about Maria. She started her journey in group fitness shortly after graduating from the University of Southern Mississippi in 2005. After joining the local YMCA, she soon became inspired to instruct. She became a turbo kick instructor. She found her passion in group fitness and started to teach other formats as well, like hip hop hustle, aerobics, cycling, MMA, kickboxing, Pilates, and she's also a brand manager, master trainer, and she's very familiar with teaching fitness education across the country. So she spent some time teaching others how to instruct reformer, Pilates, cycle, and barre, and she's also a 3-time virtual instructor for HOTWORX. Now, I want to share a little story about Maria from over a year ago. I was a HOTWORX member for about a year, and I was tagging Maria on Instagram in the sessions I was taking with her at HOTWORX, and I reached out to her on Instagram for advice on about applying to become a HOTWORX virtual instructor. And y'all, she DM'd me right back and was like, "What's your phone number? Let's talk." I thought that was she didn't know me, right? She just saw from what I was posting online. And so we got on the phone and we chatted forever, and she was so supportive, and she just has such a big heart for people and wanting everyone to win. And she conveys that as an instructor as well. Now, we got to meet in real life when we were in the top 15 last year in the HOTWORX Virtual Instructor Competition. And everyone calls her Mama Maria, and she just wants everyone to feel seen and loved. And I think this is really inspiring and really something to keep in the forefront of your mind. You don't have to be a fitness instructor to do this. This is just common courtesy we need to give to everyone. Now, as far as HOTWORX goes, if you're like, I don't know what this is. Okay. If you're not sure what HOTWORX is, you'll see me posting lots of videos on my Instagram stories, but it's a 24-hour studio that combines heat, infrared technology, and workouts to help you burn more, or as the saying goes, more workout, less time. So you're in these individual sauna rooms. The classes are already pre-recorded. The sessions are up on the screen with the virtual instructor, which I'm hoping to become. There can be up to 3 people in the sauna with you. So you're sweating. You're getting the infrared technology. You're holding these isometric movements, or you're doing the HIIT workouts, and it's just restorative fitness in my mind. So you're pretty much in there with the VIs, getting to know them very well. And what's really great about, like I mentioned, it's 24 hours, so it's super convenient. And I was actually introduced to HOTWORX when I broke my tailbone 2 years ago, and literally I could do nothing. And I would just go to HOTWORX and lay on my mat in the sauna until I could start moving more. And it for sure aided in my recovery, but it also gave me my next steps, because I knew I loved this. My audience would, and I could impact even more folks as a virtual instructor. So last year I decided to apply. I did make it all the way to the top 15, competed in person, but I wasn't selected for that final spot, one of those 7 spots to be a virtual instructor for last year. And even though I was sad, like I was in my feelings for sure, I got over it pretty quick though, because I knew it was just God's redirection for me. Okay. So after some prayer and adding on new certifications this past year, I'm back, baby. And I'm ready to really just show who I am as an instructor and a person, and help more folks, what I always say, train for life. Now, Maria and I are both in the top 40 currently at the time this episode is recording, and we're in the running to make it to the live auditions in July for the top 15, and then hopefully be in the top 7 as one of the virtual instructors for the next year. There is online voting to get us there, though. It's $1 a vote, and it goes towards an amazing organization called the Sacred Mountain Retreat. It's a place that provides rest and respite for families of servicemen and women. We were able to raise a lot of money for it last year. It was a really great cause, and they were there at the convention, and it was really cool to see like all the work we did for the boats was really going towards something bigger than us. So again, you can vote for Maria and or myself, both of us, through June 30th. The link is in the show notes if you'd like to cast your vote. Now, I know you'll love this conversation with Maria and be able to hear her speak from her heart, and how fitness can be just such a great atomic habit for women, and the importance of women supporting women as well. I think you're going to feel really inspired after this episode to think about what can you do to support someone today and every day moving forward. So as always, stick around to the end of the episode for my top 3 takeaways. Okay, let's go talk to my girl, Maria Barr. Okay, gang, it is time for another episode of Habit Hack Your Health. I am here with my friend, Maria Barr. Maria, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I've loved listening to some episodes, and I have some questions for you too, but I'm just honored to be a part of this. So thank you.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. All right, girl. Well, the first question I ask every guest is, what is your favorite habit hack?
Time management, baby. And time management for me, because I wear so many hats. I have my own brick and mortar business opening, and then anytime now. I'm an Arbonne consultant. I've been a consultant for 4 years. I have 2 kids. I have a husband who's a firefighter and a hockey player, also a virtual instructor for HOTWORX, and I work 20 hours a week for Barr Intensity. So it's a lot, but I cannot stand using the word busy. I use the word full, and everything is time managed. Like even this, like I know we've got till 11:45, and then I've got other things ready to go.
There you go. I love that so much. And same, I have 20,000 jobs
Yeah, right.
as well, most fitness professionals do. And you have to be really on top of your time management and not
Yeah.
feel that overwhelmed, overscheduled feeling, and being very intentional with your time. I love
I'll
that.
set timers, especially I've been working from home for 7 years with Bar Intensity.
Mhm.
And it's very tempting when I'm like looking around out my home, my kitchen's a wreck right now. And I'm like, I could stop and just go take that, but I'll set a timer for, if I have 10 minutes, I put a timer on and I will get as much clean in one area of the house as I can. And when that timer goes off, I stop and I'm done.
I love it.
I do that with a lot of things throughout my day.
I have to do the same thing too. Like I have, oh my gosh, it's right here. I'll just show you. It's like a productivity timer.
Love
And
it.
you flip it and it does like 15, 30, 5 minutes. But I used to use this for my kids, for them to clean their room.
Yes.
So I have to
Yep.
use it too, to stay
Yep.
productive and focus and just get something done quickly. It's
And
so
and I
overwhelming.
and I'll tell Alexa, because we have two little kids, it seems like little kids are always like, I'm hungry. And especially with grown boys like you have, they'll eat your house. They will eat you out of house and home. So I'm like, all right, Alexa, set a timer for 45 minutes. You guys can't ask for a snack until that timer goes off. Cause like they just ate breakfast, you know? Time management is the number one habit that gives my family and myself peace, consistency, reliability, and
Mm.
it gets your shit done.
I love it so much. I love it. Well, you already kind of alluded a little bit to what you do, but can you tell us a little bit more about yourself, Maria? Like, who
Oh
are
yeah.
you? And what has really led you into what you do today?
So it's so sweet because like in my family, I'm the oldest of five. Everyone in my family has some type of job in the medical field. They're either a nurse practitioner, a CRNA, they work in IT. They have these like careers. And from the jump out of college, I've always been one that has not had your mainstream corporate job. I have sold furniture, chicken wings, biodiesel. I have worked at a community college, which was probably one of my favorite jobs, as a student life and rec coordinator. So intramural sports, the wellness center, all the fun stuff on campus. I sold sponsorship for the American Heart Association. I've cocktailed, and I was even a physical therapy assistant technician at a hospital for 2 months. Like I've done it all, but at 40 years young, I can proudly say since 2005, so almost 20 years, I've also been a group fitness instructor. And a group fitness instructor, even all those like a bajillion jobs I just listed, I was always either teaching some form of group fitness before my 9 to 5 started or after.
Mhm.
So for the last 10 years of my life, I have been able to do fitness full time. So currently, I am the brand manager and master trainer for a company called Barr Intensity. It's been around about 10 years, and I've been a part of it for 7. So when I'm not traveling and teaching education workshops, I'm home working from my computer. Um, I'm married to a firefighter hockey player, Justin. He and I met through hockey 10 years ago this month. He was a forward on a team, and I was the cycle and yoga instructor for our team in Mississippi. We literally met in passing, became friends, and then we started dating a year later, and now we're married with 2 kids. I've grown up in the South my whole life. My parents were in the military, in the Navy. I moved to Mississippi in 6th grade. So this has kind of been my home, but I've traveled all over. I have a lovely daughter, Mia. I say we have a lovely daughter. She's 7. And Leo, our little crazy guy, he's 4. And I'm in the middle of getting open my dream brick and mortar called the Bar Box, where bar and boxing are combined in one class. And last but not least, I love the ocean. I used to spearfish and free dive back in the day, do all the wild, crazy stuff. I like love it. I know, seriously, your face is like, what? The biggest fish I ever shot was like a 60-pound cobia. And yeah, that's pretty much me in a nutshell.
That's so cool. My husband loves to spearfish. Every time we go down to Florida, he does it. And we're going to Florida in late May or early June. We're trying to decide on the date. It's our 20th wedding anniversary. And one of his friends from high school lives on the Big Island and he goes spearfishing every day. So my husband's like, I got the hookup. Like
Yes.
I love to watch and wait on the beach for him to come back.
That's you and my husband are the same. I'm like, give me the
Okay.
water,
Yeah.
give me this. Let's get the fins, let's get the gun, let's get the goggles and snorkel. I'm going down. I love it.
Oh my gosh, so fun. So fun. Well, Maria, so you have been teaching group fitness, you said since 2005?
Yeah. Like officially
Mhm.
certified in 2005.
Yeah.
Prior to that, in college, I was on the dance team. I played soccer in college. I was always involved with like the team workouts.
Mm.
And I actually took my first group fitness certification. It was through Turbo Kick. A girl named Maria. She worked at the YMCA in Flowood, Mississippi. I had just retreated to Flowood because Hurricane Katrina hit. I just graduated college. House was flat and took her class. And I was like, if she can kick my ass pregnant, and I loved boxing, I was like, this is so cool. So I went and took an official certification. She kind of kicked that off for me, and the rest is history.
That's so funny. Same.
Yeah,
My first certification was Insanity. Like I was
love
doing
it.
Insanity DVDs, like Max 30
Yeah.
DVDs with
Oh,
Sean.
yeah.
And same thing, like, and I was taking spin classes at the same time, and I was watching it or going to classes. I had this little voice in my head being like, "You could totally do this. You could
Yeah.
totally do this." And like you said, the rest is history for you. So you've been teaching group fitness for a while. What do you love the most about it?
You know, it's really the connection. Like, it's like therapy for people. And I know me
Mm,
personally, like if I go to a class and the instructor is not engaging and their playlist sucks, I'm out. I don't
hmm
give a shit if it's a spin class.
hmm
I will walk out. And I know that's so rude, but like I'm giving my time, I'm paying to access this space. And I want you to kick my ass and pull me in and connect.
mm,
So that's what I find is my favorite thing about teaching group fitness is giving that to your members. Like you could be a mediocre instructor when it comes to alignment and like some cueing, but if you are fun and you make people feel connected and your music is badass, like they're going to keep coming back. And it's so nice to see people, the light bulb just go off when they
mm.
have an aha moment. Like, I didn't think I could do this, but because of you, you pushed me a little harder.
You took like
Really cool.
like I was just gonna say that like my favorite thing is when you see the light bulb moment, when you see it click, or you give
Yeah.
them one little suggestion, or like, oh, let's get rid of that anterior tilt or something like
Yeah.
that, and then it feels different, and they're like, oh, okay,
That's
yes,
what I was
oh,
supposed to be feeling. Yeah.
oh, okay. And then they're like they remember that. Or even, we have this lady that comes to my early morning classes. Her name's Debbie. She's 72 years old, and
Oh
she
my
walks
God.
at like a 15% incline, and she's just
Oh,
hustling. And I'm like, Debbie, there's not many like people that can walk that fast at an incline. You should be really proud of yourself. And they made some videos of some members just saying what they love the most about their coaches. I maybe told her that a year ago, and she was like, I remember that every single class I take with you because you made me feel seen. And I was like, yes, yes,
oh
yes,
my gosh. That
yes.
gives me goosebumps. I think
Yeah.
to growing up in the environment I did, single home. My dad raised me and my sister. I was sexually molested for a whole year, the age of 6 to 7, not by family member. I was bullied physically, mentally in school for having gap teeth, wearing glasses, looking like a boy, dressing like a boy, because we were poor. My dad raised 2 girls, like we looked like boys. I think it's so important for me to be that person in a class for our members
Mm.
to let them know like it doesn't matter what you wear, what your bank account says. What matters is you're here and you're trying. And I'm going to make sure you feel included in this moment, regardless of what's happening outside of these walls. Because you don't know where they're coming from, you know?
Everyone comes from so many different backgrounds. You've taught obviously in person and you've taught virtual. How
Mhm.
do you try to make that connection in a virtual setting versus an in person? Because it's completely different.
So you want to know a crazy story? The first class I ever filmed virtually, I was pregnant. And I taught a hip hop bar class on Bar Now, which is the platform we have through Bar Intensity. And I had a crop top, I had those maternity leggings on, and I was fist pumping and booty shaking. And it's so different trying to talk to a camera and also talk to people in your class because we're filming it virtually. And then that in that area, like you got music and you've got other people to kind of talk to and engage with. But teaching virtually is a whole nother ball game, you know, and it's helped me become a better in-person group fitness instructor. But teaching virtually, when you're talking to a camera lens and you're not talking to like real human eyeballs, it does require a different set of skills.
Mhm. Mhm. How do you find to make that connection? Because you can't see them. I know for me, whenever I filmed workouts, I always think about, okay, there's going to be people at different levels, or there's going to be people that are coming here that are feeling really frazzled. And this is maybe the only 20 minutes or 60 minutes they have of their day. How can I make the most of this workout for them? Not just physically, but like mentally, emotionally, even spiritually at times.
I think when you have in person, you have music. Typically, most classes are taught to music, and like that's
Mm-hmm.
energy. I think you have to bring the energy through your voice, your words,
Mm-hmm.
and throughout certain virtual workouts. Like if you're filming a bar intensity virtual workout, like we're always on like octave 9, like we're up there, like because we do have music, but like HOTWORX, for example, it is dead quiet. You have anywhere from 6, I'd say at least 5, a minimum of 5 to 6 people, up to 14 people staring at you, and you could hear a cat pooped. Like you could hear everything. And you're just talking to this big ass lens. You can't engage to the people next to you. Like you can't high five them, or really, it really comes to just your imagination, and you're imagining some version of yourself on that lens, and remembering like in those moments what you wish you may have heard when someone was talking to you or leading a class. I try to think about that, and I
Mm.
try to think about how I can change my energy throughout a session. If I need to be more quiet because this is like really intense, or if I need to like get in your head because this super warrior plank is hard as hell, then I need to level up my energy a little bit with how I'm enunciating words or choice of words. So those are like the really two big things I try to think about, is remembering what it felt like for me when I was looking for some type of connection from an instructor, and then leveling out the way that my voice brings maybe energy or motivation to a session.
Yeah. And I feel like different instructors give you different
Mhm.
things. And maybe you need like a Maria type of workout, whereas
Yeah.
you need someone like Kimmy that's a little bit
Yeah.
more, I need a little more
100%.
flowy, a little more
Mhm. Yeah.
zen type of workout. I know a lot of times when I'll like ride on my Peloton, or I'll take a HOTWORX session, or I'll go to like an Orange Theory class and it's a coach maybe I don't know, I really listen very intently to what they're saying. And I'll
Yeah.
go back to my notes app or make a voice memo like, they
I
said
love that.
something that made
Yeah.
me feel a certain way. And then
Mhm.
when I try it or put my own spin on it, I can see people's body language change. Or when they nod their heads, yes, I'm like, yes, we've done that. And I know you do a really good job of a lot of times when I'm in a session with you, I'm not in my head like, okay, Maria, I get it. I get it. Like I was doing hot buns with you yesterday and I was like, yes, okay, my buns are on fire. Thank you.
And I've heard other instructors on our team talk about how they prepare a theme, and you may have saw that in the HOTWORX behind the scenes. Sarah likes to prepare a theme for like
Mhm.
her sessions. And I usually go with like maybe 1 or 2 motivational nuggets that I want to get across. So I guess it's kind of a theme,
Yeah.
but the rest is going to ebb and flow as I move through the movement, depending on how I feel. What phase of my menstrual cycle I'm on could affect all that. Like literally,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so it all is a part of it, that if I tried to plan out every word, I would say virtually, it would be a bomb. So one
Well,
or two nuggets.
you don't want it to sound scripted, and you
No.
don't want it to sound not genuine. I mean, there's
Right.
things that come out of my mouth sometimes when I'm teaching where I'm like, that was good. Where did that come
Well, it's
from? I love it.
uh-huh.
Or, I always start my class. I always have a quote of the day. I take a look at what the template's going to be, and I kind of find a quote to kind of motivate them throughout the day. And that's kind of what I've done that for years with my classes.
Yeah.
And it really helps me stay focused too. Like if it's a really strong strength day or endurance day, giving them that motivation all the way through. you know we're so big on habits here, obviously, and I love virtual fitness, and I love the beauty of being able to do something at home or being able to go to HOTWORX. That's like seriously like my self-care time. I always go Monday and Friday and sometimes Sunday, depending on our schedule, which can be obviously kind of chaotic sometimes. And for me, it's really great that I can go when it's convenient for me. I'm able to schedule my workout, but this took a while for it to become a habit for me. how would you suggest someone making virtual fitness an actual habit? Because it's different versus being like, I have to be at this class at a certain time. It's a little different with HOTWORX, but how would you make this a habit and suggest that to someone else listening?
Like taking virtual workouts, not
Mhm.
being a virtual instructor.
Yeah, taking virtual workouts.
Listen, virtual workouts are such an incredible tool to have in your tool belt because number one, they're most of the times can be free, or
Mhm.
super affordable.
Mhm.
And in today's society where everything is skyrocketing, it's like, think about where you would spend your money on going to a group fitness studio. If that's not available to you, virtual fitness can happen from your Wi-Fi, wherever you're at in the world. If you have internet access, you know, I think one of the benefits of having virtual fitness is just that 24/7 access whenever you can do it instead of depending on, oh my gosh, I didn't book a class on time. But how to make that a really healthy habit is just find one thing that you know you love. Maybe you're a yogi, maybe you love Pilates, maybe you're the hit girl that wants the heavy weights, and then just plug it in twice a week. When you work out virtually, the one thing that I have found hard too is sometimes I just don't listen to what the instructor's saying or start to look off like
Correct.
squirrel.
Mhm.
It's really setting that intention, telling yourself, I'm going to do this. I can do this, and set the timer and commit to it. And once you do that a couple times, next thing you know, it just becomes a habit, right? You just got to start something, stick with it for a little while. But virtual fitness is just the way to really have habits with that is just to find something, the one thing that if you could pick out of 12 different workouts, what is the one workout that you always find drawn to? And then go do that
Yeah.
and start trying other things.
Yeah, you have to make it so simple and you have to make sure it's
Yes.
fun. Because I think a lot of folks,
Same.
there's a lot of like millennial moms that listen to the show. And I know for me, when I first started my fitness journey, I was doing at-home workouts because I was like, I don't have the capability to like leave, go do a workout, come back, get myself ready. It was
Ready.
too
Uh-huh.
overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like it's not just like you
Right.
do the workout, it's the before and after,
Yes. Like
like
take
all
10,
that
15
stuff.
minutes.
Yeah. So you're able to work out at home. You don't feel that mom guilt because your kids are
Nope.
like home and you're modeling to them, like, look, I'm taking care
Yeah.
of myself. And, my boys are older. They're 15, almost 16 now. Gosh, and
Just
12. So they're at the point now where they've watched this with my husband and myself, where if my son is like, man, I'm feeling really stressful, he'll be like, Mom, can you take me to the gym? Or he goes out to the garage and we'll do like his own workout, or he's
love
lifting weights
that.
in my workout room. And I'm not nagging him to do that. He's just like, well, I've seen mom and dad do that. And I know mom's more patient, like if she's gone for a walk during the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, virtual fitness is so beautiful in that it's so convenient. You can make it simple.
So
And I'm
convenient. Yep.
glad you mentioned picking something fun, because a lot of people unfortunately associate fitness with it being super hard and sweaty and I'm going to be
Yeah.
sore for days and I'm uncomfortable and I don't like it. It's such a beautiful form of self-care when you find something
Yep.
that works for you.
And I find like I'll go on YouTube and I'll put in like a mat Pilates 15-minute workout with ankle weights.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found a girl that I really like, and it is so much fun. And I'm like, gosh, I just don't know if I'm like motivated enough. Well, motivation's a feeling anyway, so that's going to come and go.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Don't base the workout on being motivated. Base it because it's setting you up for long-term habits that are going to carry you through sustainability. And it's not about like a certain look, even sometimes how you feel, because sometimes we just don't feel that great.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just setting those habits in place that are going to carry you through the rest of your life.
Yeah. We're training for life, right, girl? It's a lifestyle.
Always.
It's a
It is a
lifestyle.
lifestyle. Yep.
I love it so
Everybody
much.
has time. It's just how you manage your time. Peer people tell me all the time, I'm sure you too. I'm just too busy. How do you find time to work out? I make time. I don't find it. We
You
all
don't
have the
find
same.
time. Nope.
No, we make the time
Yeah,
and
you'll
we
never find
do
the
it.
time. You'll never
Nope.
find it, but you can make it if you're super intentional, which
Yep.
looping us back to the beginning of our conversation, one of your favorite habit hacks is time
Yeah.
management. And I'm sure
Time
you include your
management.
own
Yep.
workouts in that too.
So important. So important.
Well, Maria, you and I met through the virtual instructor competition. This will be your fourth year going
Yeah.
into, you've been
Yeah.
a virtual instructor for 3 years with
Yep.
HOTWORX.
So 2021, 2022, and 2023 are all the competitions I've been in and been so blessed to be asked to be a part of the top 7. Yeah. So, I mean, and I know like a year before, year 3 for me is when I started seeing you get in the grind
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
start showing how you loved HOTWORX, and which I love that because I really, really, really feel, and like I told you on a whim yesterday when I was like just thinking about you, I see you. And like that is so important when you're going for something that you love or want to be. You better go dive both feet in and learn everything you can. And you've done that. So most people don't. We had a guy try out last year, the year before you did, who hadn't even been to a freaking HOTWORX.
Oh my gosh, I
He was
remember
in the top
that.
50. I was like, how the hell did this guy even make it in top 15? He didn't even go to a freaking HOTWORX. There's like 500 locations open, dude. Like, scram. But here you are. That's not your journey, you know?
Yeah. Well, thank you for that, Maria. So yeah, I didn't make it last year. I did make it to the top 15. So we got to hang out in real life, which was super
Good.
fun. So I am auditioning again this year in 2024. So I'm hoping I get to see you again in the
Yes.
top 15 competition. Actually, I'm putting it out there. Brittany and I were talking because Brittany and I, one of the current VIs, we were roommates last year and we were
Love her.
texting back and forth. And she was like, girl, I'm putting it out there because one night we went and had tacos together. She goes, we are going to go have tacos again in the top with the top 15 and like laugh our heads off because we had so much fun rooming together. So y'all are so supportive. So I'm auditioning again. I'm wondering if you are too. Inquiring minds probably want to know who are listening.
Well, hold that thought for a second because I want to say something about you and Brittany. You know, I love being the Mama Maria. That's just how I am with our
Mhm.
teams, past
Mhm.
teams, whatever future team. But I promise you, if the three of us are back in top 15 together and they call you guys and not me, I am going to be the loudest cheerleader. You will not see me crying, but that's how I am. And like, because I genuinely have felt with connecting with you and Brittany, and we have some other amazing instructors too.
Sure.
You and Brittany specifically, and even Brittany more because I got to connect with her for a whole week in October.
Mhm.
She's just one of those people that I'm like, at age 30, I probably would have been threatened by. But
Yeah.
now at 40 years young, I can say, man, this is what it's about. You and Brittany are what women should all be about. Inclusivity. There is room at the top for all of us. And you guys are not associated in the culture of women who just keep trying to suppress other women. Well, did you see her talking about that? And then, like, you guys are such a great example of that, which is what I try to be too. And I'm telling you, like, I'm just proud of you. So, I see it for both of you again. I see it for myself. No one has ever tried out 4 years in a row. No one. So it's possible that Danica and I both, first of all, no one's done 4 years consecutive ever.
Mhm.
Okay. So I will be the first person to consecutively compete 4 years in a row. So, and I don't, right now I'm like, Steve was like, 1 year, 1, 2, how do you compare year three? And I'm like, year three is like being on the summit of a mountain. Year one is like you're laying out the plan for the hike. Year two is you're at that base camp. You see how far you've come. You still have a lot to go. And year three has been like on that summit. Getting MVP, getting fan favorite was just like shocking, but not like like I was like, I worked really hard. Yeah, I
You
deserved it.
deserve that. Yeah.
But so what's year four going to bring? I think year four is going to be about more connection, being able to travel to different HOTWORX locations, which they get to pick who they want to bring. And it's been so freaking cool to go and connect in person because the only other person that's done that is Ashley B. And look, that's nothing to say like we're not worthy enough, but I feel like our whole team should be getting appearances because they're all so great. And our members are going to love them when their stuff comes out. But that for me is what year four is going to be about: connection,
Mm.
showing, you can be away from the typical fitness look. I'm strong as shit,
Mhm.
mentally and physically, but I am not ripped up. I've been there. I've done that toxic competition culture.
Mhm.
For me, I feel great being curvy. I feel great at 160 pounds, which I don't even care about. But that's like, people are like,
Right.
what, that much? Like, who gives a shit?
Who cares?
So yes, I'm going for year four.
Yay! Oh my gosh. And thank you so much for those kind words. Like, y'all, it was such a fun competition. It was very mentally and physically
It's a
hard.
lot.
It's a lot. So it's really exciting and also still nervous because I kind of know what to expect
Yeah.
auditioning again too. But like you said, Maria, this is what it's all about. And Brittany has such a big heart and she's so nurturing and she wants to like do her best for the members. So I know for
Yes.
you being able to do appearances, it's really nice to probably get that feedback from folks
Yeah.
in person as well, to be like, I love it when you say this, or when you do this, this
Yeah.
pushes me, or I really focus in. You're like, good, I'm
And
doing my
like,
job.
I've heard the worst of the worst I've seen on social media
Oh
channels.
yeah.
I'm atrocious and they can't stand me. And I'm like, you're one to a dozen of people who look
Mhm.
forward to my sessions and what I've got to say.
Exactly. Exactly.
But 10 years ago, I would have taken that to heart and been like, oh my God. And now I'm like, I don't give a shit anymore. I
I
know I'm bringing something good and everybody could use in their life. Maybe it's a motivational nugget or maybe it's a new alignment cue. You didn't know how to engage those glutes, but I'm going to bring them both.
There you go. There you go. Well, Maria, where can everyone connect with you if they're new to Maria Barr and want to follow along with you?
Instagram is the best place to find me. It's super easy. Maria S. Barr with no E on the end, or the Barbox MS, which is my new little brick and mortar, which is going to be super cool. But Maria S. Barr Instagram, like anybody that tags me, messages me, like you're getting a voice memo back from me. I love a voice memo. And yeah, that's where I stay pretty relevant and I bring some of the funniest stories on the gram. If you follow me, you're going to get a good laugh, you're going to get some education, and you're always going to leave feeling like connected.
I love it so much. Well, we'll make sure to link Maria's Instagram in the show notes.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, friend. Thank you for sharing your heart. I know folks are probably feeling very motivated to go take a workout now
They're
after.
running right now. They're like, where can I get a virtual
Gotta
workout?
go. They're in the car on the way there. Got their earbuds. They're ready to
They're
do
going a little
a
faster right now.
hunt. All right, girl. Well, thank you so much for sharing your heart, and thank you for just being you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Maria, I love you, girl. Thank you so much for this conversation. I loved listening back to it. And friends, I hope, like I mentioned earlier, you just feel inspired after listening to this conversation with Maria, and you feel inspired to think about, what can I do to make others feel seen? How can I serve? You don't have to do this in a fitness capacity. This is just the world Maria and I live in. But what can you do in your everyday life to take care of yourself, to take care of others? And y'all, that's where the real magic starts to happen. So let's talk about my top takeaway. So the first one is, when it comes to fitness, find something you love and make it convenient, right? If it's something that you hate doing, logistically, like you got to set up childcare, you got to drive there and drive back, and you got to fight traffic, and it's super annoying, you're not going to do it. You will not stick with it. So it doesn't have to be crazy. It can be something you can do at home. HOTWORX is great since it's 24/7. You can schedule that based on what works for your schedule. Show up, get in a workout within 40 minutes and be out of there and have that extra burn from all the sweat and infrared technology. But also, you need to make it a non-negotiable. Putting it on your schedule. And like Maria said, make the time. Make the time, because you know what? There are others counting on you showing up as the best version of you. And I know there's mostly mamas that listen to my show, and sometimes we have to have that motivation to start, like, oh my gosh, my kids are depending on me. I need to be my healthiest and show up with a full cup so I can pour into them. But I guarantee you, once you find something you love, logistically start habit hacking it, making it convenient and super simple in your life, it will turn around to you are motivated to doing it for you because you feel freaking amazing, and then everyone else wins as well. The next, support other women. Okay. When I didn't get selected last year for the top 7 for HOTWORX, Maria called me after the dust settled and she really helped build me up with some random messages throughout the year on Instagram as well, just motivating me and inspiring me to keep going, and just knowing that, y'all, the comeback is always stronger than the setback. And like I said earlier, this has just been God's redirection for me. And I'm so excited to become a HOTWORX virtual instructor this year, because I know in my heart of hearts, this is where my next step is in my fitness professional journey. And the last thing, voting is open. Again, you can vote for Maria and myself through June 30th. The link is in the show notes. It's $1 a vote, and it goes to Sacred Mountain Retreat. What a great way to pay something forward while we're all working hard to achieve being a HOTWORX virtual instructor. So I thank you, Maria, so very much. I have her Instagram linked in the show notes along with the link to cast your votes through June 30th. If Maria and I make it to the top 15, we'll be competing later in July in the live competition in Nashville at the HOTWORX convention. And I can't wait to see Maria there so we can hug again in real life, and all of my other friends that I got to meet this past year. And like I said earlier, if there is something in your life that doesn't work out, number one, it's okay to be in your feelings. Number two, take a step back and think, okay, where is God redirecting me in the meantime? And number three, come back. Come back. Come back. The comeback is always stronger than the setback, and I'll be proving that this year. Thank you again so much for listening, my friend. I will see you later this week. Hey girl, real quick before you go, if you are ready to take action in creating your own habit loops, then I want to invite you to take the 3-day Habit Loop Bootcamp email challenge. You'll learn how to create your own cue, routine, and reward from that Atomic Habits for Women philosophy that we've shared here on the show. And it's also available audio only too, so you can take it on the go while you're mom Ubering around town. Just go to bit.ly/habitloopbootcamp. It's linked in the show notes as well to start taking action now. And if you love the show, the biggest way you can support me and other mamas like you is to leave a quick written review so we can help more mamas stop dieting and start training for life via habit hacking. Love and appreciate you.